Hi guys, it's Belle and it is time, very sadly, for me to share with you the last few tags that I made for the last 3 prompts for hashtag the Oddtober Daily, the Oddtober 24, hosted by the lovely April over at Pink Odd Bird in collaboration with the lovely Priscilla over at Release the Crafting. Links will be down below. And we'll get started in a second. But in case you missed the fact that I have been working on a basket to put all my tags in, here's my little basket. There is a video of me creating this on camera, but can we just take a second to really take in the yum grunge? Is that a new term? The yum grunge that this is with all the tags. This is it complete. The last 3 tags are in here. Also, if you did watch the last videos, you'll know that some of the crackle paste has gone a bit milky because I was heating it up on camera. That milkiness has gone away and it's just become a beautiful crackle now on both sides, which I am super happy with. But again, can we just take a moment to just look at how delicious. By the way, I apologize if you can hear any banging. A neighbor is working on their house. How delicious, how scrumdiddlyumptious, as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory would say. La 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 la. Oh, honestly guys, I'm so glad I made this one. But we're gonna see the last 3 tags and then we're gonna go through all the prompts again. So let me just grab those and let me bring you down. So we just left the witch's house and we were following a path of bones. So prompt 29 was, I look down. I've still got the note and the key. Remember the skeleton creek key that we found in the mushroom patch? I take steps forward and strange. I can hear carnival music in the distance, and ahead I can make out the shape of a large house. And this is the tag I made for it. So I wanted to use tracing paper because if I push that down, can you just about see there's actually a stamped house behind there? So if I open this up, I used a tag that was like... it was me trying something out right at the beginning of this. It was actually for this. So it was a tag trying something out for this. But I did something different with the moon. I didn't like it. It wasn't going to work for the first tag, but I didn't want to throw it away. So I brought that in for this tag. I added a bit of purple to it because it only had the greens and the grey and the black. I added some stamping with the bats. And then I used this Tim Holtz house stamp, which I've embossed in black sparkle. Because again, it gives it that kind of shimmery up ahead. Maybe when you're not quite sure of what you're seeing, look there. And then it says Divine the Truth. But we cover that over and you can see I've then stenciled the bats on here that are also under here. Because again, we're bringing in this tag. We're tying the tags together. And we've got the word Apparitions. This is a Release the Crafting, as in Divine the Truth. Because it's an apparition. It's appeared. You hear the music. You see it playing. All that kind of thing. It's kind of just appeared up ahead. And then I've splattered on here. But also we have this key. So it's a skeleton key. Similar to the one I made with the mushrooms. But in this one, I actually used the jawbone of one of the skull die cuts that I have as the key bit, and I actually think I prefer this, and it slots in and out of that tag. You can just see the moon in the background. You know, it's really got that ethereal kind of feel, and then a little bit of tag up the top. So yes, so we've got our key, we've got our note, and in the distance we can see what looks like the shadow of a large house. Prompt 30. I get closer to the house. Oh no, it can't be. I see the all too familiar hand in the window beckoning me forward. It's my relative's house. I'm back again. Okay. So if you didn't see the 2022 prompts, it's all about a house, a relative's house that we've been left. And this is my tag, guys. Now, this house here is a piece of ephemera from Tim Holtz. And I'm super glad I have it because this is my 2020 journal. And it's called The Unwanted Inheritance. And this house here on this digital looks like the stamp. But the house that I used for this page is actually the exact same house here. It's just, this is a vellum piece so that I could put, I was putting a torch behind it to light it up. And this is actually on card. So I actually wanted to use the exact same piece. We'll keep this journal for a minute because there's something else I need to show you. So this is the tag. So I brought in some of that brickwork that I had left over because although the brickwork on this house is white, I thought that kind of represents the brick of the house. We've got the house in the background in an angle. We've used some of the Tim Holtz acetate that's got the hole in it. As if it's a broken window again, we can see the windows because it says the hand in the window beckoning me forward. We've got this hand here that kind of looks like it's about to like beckon like that. This is from a Release the Crafting, and this was also on the page. I reduced it by, I want to say half. That's what I want to say, but it might be even smaller. I cut this out because it links it to like the witchy tag that I made. It reminds me of that. And a familiar spirit because I recognize the hand. But the reason I use that hand is, again, one of the prompts in here. Let me find it. One of the prompts in here was about a hand that's beckoning from behind a doorway. So you can see this is the exact same digital hand that I've used. I've just reduced the size and turned the hand so that it's at a slightly different angle. So as these are linked, again, you don't have to link them, guys. They don't have to be. But this is how my crafty brain works. Because I know that the prompts are linked to that, I wanted to bring in those aspects. So realistically, it's actually quite a simple tag. It's just some basic layering, a little bit of stitching, a few words on there. But I really love how this has come out, and I love how it ties to my original journal. And now, guys, now we have day 31. I use my key to unlock the front door of my inherited house. I open the note in my hand and it says, I don't want to tell you what it says. Because, yeah, I don't want to tell you what it says. Well, it says on here, it says welcome home. I didn't actually put that bit on my tag, but anyway, this is the tag that I have created. What I love about this is the third type of door that I've made on these tags, and it's different. Each door is different. So I've used some Tim Holtz paper, and then this is a Tim Holtz piece of ephemera that I really loved because I love the skull. It looks like it's kind of on the door. You know how you can get inlay, wooden inlay. It's got snakes and spider webs here. I've obviously put some leaves. Now again, in this journal, I mean, you can see right on the front, there's loads of leaves anyway. And all the way through, I have used leaves on some of the pages and things. So, you know, I'm going to use nature anyway a lot of the time, but they really do kind of go together. I used one of those metal rings that I've used on some of the other tags, but this one is a lot darker because I actually used burnt sienna alcohol inks on there. I put the number 31 behind it, almost like that's the number of the door. We've got leaves, and I've put found in utter despair because found, like, we're back at the house. We've tried to escape it, but the house has found us, and now I'm in utter despair. I use this kind of tweed fabric because, again, it gave me the feel of like brickwork. Got loads of stitching. I've stitched it onto this side but glued it to this side because I'd already done the middle. before that happened, before I attached it. We've got a little spider down here. We've got the Tim Holtz words that say wicked. By the way, guys, do we know if these have been discontinued? Because I've literally got one left and I haven't seen them anywhere. And I'm going to be extremely sad if these have been discontinued. I know he's got the round tokens, but I particularly like these. They work really well on projects and dangles. That's by the by. Now, there is a spider already on here, but I kind of like that. And again, I've used both green and burnt sienna. I really hope that is picking up alcohol inks on these. You can see we've got a little keyhole. And the key that we had does fit right into the keyhole. So we're going to put that in like so, and then open the door. Now there are 3 magnets on this page. There's actually a magnet here, which is great because it actually keeps the spider in place. But that magnet also attaches to this magnet. So we've got some like wallpaper effects. Again, this is very similar. Let me show you again to the wallpaper on these pages where it's ripped and torn. And it's got book page behind it. So I wanted to do that exact same thing. So I've ripped and torn. I've used some of that vintage horror book, Scottish horror book, and I specifically chose, again, this is just how my brain thinks, certain bits. So I've underlined the word how, that should have a question mark. And then I've got must, and then I've underlined run. How? Must run. So, yeah. Over here, we've got everything. We've got words, wicked, chilling, October 31st. We've got some tape here. I've used alcohol inks on here. We've got a spider down here. I've really made these grungy, ripped, torn, added some stitching, all that good stuff that I love. And before we open the note, I just want to show you. So that actually does stick together because this is a chunky tag. So I wanted to add a magnet. On the back, I've put the hag-ridden, worried or tormented as by a witch. And this is a pocket, guys. And my prompts fit in that pocket. Because it's the final tag, I wanted space for the prompts. We've got lots of like yarn and green and all up there. So let's have a look at our note. So we've opened, oh, and I also want to show you the story that these book pages come from in the vintage Scottish horror book is actually called The Inheritance. And I found that so funny, and I kept the top of it and put it on here because obviously this is the house we inherited. Do you see? It all kind of links. So now we're going to have a look. Now, I did not put welcome home. I possibly should have. Maybe I'll put it up here, welcome home. This is the same paper, the exact same paper that I used. Let me find it. For this mini one down here. I just didn't get the colour right on the wax seals. This is more green gold. This is more red. It is what it is, but it's the same paper as used on this tag. Need to make sure everything's in the right order. And we're going to open it. And already we've got spider webs and bats. And then it's a little pop-up, guys. And it says, Happy Halloween. And I have used purple and golds, bringing in the witchy colours on there. And we've got all the bats. And again, it links us straight back to the first tag. But these are die cut bats. I didn't want to do too much on here because we've also got the splatters that I love. I'm going to have to put welcome home somewhere. For some reason, that bit just didn't stick in my head, the welcome home bit. But I can add that somewhere. But this is magnetized. So we've got a magnet there. We've got a magnet back here. So that sticks together. And obviously, like I said, we've got the Happy Halloween. And then there's a magnet here to attach these all to the door. So that is my last 3 tags, guys. Yeah, but we are now going to, you can skip all this bit and go right to near the end of the video if you want, but we're now going to tell the story. I've got to get this key in. We're now going to tell the story from the beginning because it's a story, guys, and that's the only way that it should be told. So let me bring you back up again. So we have our tag box, and let's tell the story. Now, I will say I might be writing more of a story for this. I haven't right now. We're just going to go with the prompts, but I may write more of a story, but that'll be done at a different time. So, phew, I finally made it away from that wacky carnival, and I found myself driving down this really dark, desolate road. The only thing really visible up ahead was the big moon with this eerie, I'm adding this bit, this eerie greenish glow and a lot of bats. I must still be really scared from that creepy carnival because as I drive past, the trees seem to loom over and all around me, and I really feel like the trees or something in them is watching me. This place is really giving me the creeps. Through the flashes of my headlights, I can see that there's so many weird and interesting signs up ahead. Wait a minute, does that one say, beware of the witch? What about that one up above? Does it say, don't sleep? Oh my goodness, I really, really am getting freaked out by this road now. Maybe I should have stayed at the carnival. Maybe I should have tried to find a different way. I slammed the brakes suddenly as up ahead a huge animal suddenly crosses the road and is blocking my way forward. Oh my God, what kind of dog is that? It's the hugest one I've ever seen. And is that green drool coming from its mouth? I'm really just going to lock my doors, stay really still, and hope and hope and hope and pray that it carries on its way. Finally and thankfully, after a brief stare down, the animal moves forward. Just ahead, I come to a fork in the road. Both routes have ominous signs, but there's one direction that's completely closed off. That looks creepy. Is that blood all over those corrugated fence posts? And what does that say? Does that say bone collector? And too late? Too late for what? I am really glad that side is all blocked off. I don't want to be going anywhere that says bone collector. So I choose the road that still has some creepy signage, but doesn't seem to be quite as spooky. After I pick what really doesn't feel like an option, I start to drive down the desolate road. My goodness, why is the road so bumpy? What is it that's on there that's making my tyres go thump, 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 crunch? I continue driving for a bit, thinking about what might be crunching all on the road, but I really don't want to get out and have a look. And I'm trying to find my way back to a main road anywhere where I can maybe find a safer place when I see a cave tunnel up ahead. And I'm pretty sure, I'm just getting glimpses, but I'm pretty sure that there's something or someone hiding inside that tunnel. As I drive past, I see something else just outside the cave tunnel entrance. Wait a minute, it can't be. It looks like the same older gentleman in suspenders that I saw at the carnival. Is he following me? Am I going in a circle? Am I going to head up back at the carnival? I don't know. I've just got to find somewhere to rest. Deciding to take my chances in the cave, I floor it past the carnival lurker. I really have been driving for ages, but I hear the laughter of children and see shadows of what seem to be trick-or-treaters in my headlights. But they don't look like any kind of trick-or-treaters that I'd ever open the door to on a Halloween night. But then I hear several loud pops and I start to lose control of the car. I brake hard and I get out and see that my tyres are flat. This really can't be happening. This is a really bad night so far, and this is not the place I want to be breaking down. But then I realised there's a bunch of candy on the road. But this isn't normal candy. This is candy with razors in it. Oh, this place is just getting weirder and weirder. Great. Now I have to walk through these dark woods where I've heard creepy children laughing, a strange carnival lurker, and still thinking about that giant beast that stopped in front of my car. I make it out of the tunnel unscathed though, and I really need to find some shelter for the night. I really have to rest. I am exhausted. Walking along the side of the road, I see an abandoned treehouse with the curtains that flow in the wind and the broken shutters. It says run and join here. I made it into the treehouse in time, as it's just started to rain outside, and I still have the feeling that something's watching me. The inside of this treehouse looks like it belongs to a kid. And the weirdest thing is that there's a little note in the drawer, and the note has my name on it. And inside it says, "Welcome back." Welcome back where? I swear I've never been here before. This place is just getting weirder and weirder and creepy. But I have no choice. I'm going to have to stay in the treehouse. It's raining outside, and this feels like the safest place, considering what I've seen outside of it. There's some kind of gallery wall in here. Oh, is that my relative from the house that I inherited? And wait a minute, is that the smiling man? And who's that woman? Honestly, this wall has some of the weirdest pictures I have ever seen. Could these be images of the creepy trick-or-treater children that I briefly heard and saw in my car headlights? This is too weird. I am miles away from that inherited house and quite far from the carnival now. I find a box in the corner. It has some packets of food inside, and I haven't eaten in hours. But these food packets are strange. They almost look like spell or potion labels. I really hope that this magical food helps take away my hunger, especially as I'm just feeling so tired and anxious and scared. But I have no choice. I need to eat something, so I'm gonna take my chances. The food helped with more than my hunger, and I fall into a deep sleep, nothing disturbing me, thankfully, and I woke up with a huge bird calling from the window. Is that? Wait a minute. It looks like it's carrying a map in its beak. That's super strange. But it's time to get up and get ready for the day. And maybe this map will help me find my way to somewhere safe. I take a closer look at the map, and there does seem to be a house located somewhere in the woods, just here. Maybe there's someone there who can help me, because I really need some help. My car's gone, I have no more food, and I really don't know where I am. There's all sorts of strange things on this map, but I'm just going to head straight for the house. I set out. The morning is foggy. It's so gloomy outside, but the forest is full of life. I'm seeing animals everywhere, but these animals look a bit strange. Hold on. Are they wearing clothes? Are they standing up? There is something super strange about this forest, and after that big dog that I saw earlier last night and these strange animals that are wearing what looked like clothing, I am really freaking out. I have to get to that house as quickly as I possibly can. This is strange. I've got to get to the house. I spot a mushroom patch and decide, as I'm so hungry and I ate everything in the tree house, I should pick some of these mushrooms just in case I get hungry later. So I begin to pick the mushrooms. They look quite delicious and none of them seem to be poisonous. But hold on. What's that? Hidden deep within the mushroom dirt, between the mushrooms in the dirt. It's a skeleton key. I'm just going to pick that up as well. Something's telling me I may need that later on. After picking the mushrooms, it feels like I've been walking for ages, but according to the map, just up ahead is a troll bridge? That must be a typo. Surely there can't be a troll bridge. What's that sign? There seems to be a sign on top of this bridge that says danger. And is that slime? I don't know what's going on here, but something's really off. Despite my doubts, I must keep going on, because I have no choice. The only way to the house is over the bridge. As I get closer to the bridge, to my surprise, I seem to see 3 big, large, lumbering beings coming towards me. As they get nearer, I realise trolls! They tell me they're hungry. I do the first thing I can think of and offer up what's the mushrooms that I picked from the patch. That seems to make them happy. And satisfied, they let me cross over the bridge, where up ahead I can finally see the cottage I've been looking for. And looking at these trolls, as I take a backward glance, I realise now why there was so much slime on that bridge. Ooh! As I approach the cottage, a namesake on the door, I take a closer look and, hold on, it's my same last name. I knock on the door and wait for an answer. The door opens and I step inside. I look around me, amazed. Everything in this cottage looks like it belongs to a witch. There's a cauldron, a big book. Is that a black cat over in the corner? And hold up, potion bottles, a witch's hat. What have I stepped into? I'm really hoping that if there is a witch in this cottage, that she is a good witch and will help me. And from the shadows, stepping into the light, I finally see her. A little woman with a wonderful, kind face staring back at me. I've been waiting for you, she says. Is that a spider on her hat? She's smiling, so I'm just going to go with it. But everything in my body's telling me she's definitely a witch. I gasp. She looks just like the woman from the photo of the gallery wall that I saw in the treehouse there where I spent the night, only older. I take a seat and she offers me a wonderful cup of tea, which I desperately need after walking through the cold, foggy, damp woodlands and dealing with those slimy trolls. This will help you get to where you need to go, my dear, she tells me as she puts it into my hand. Where am I going? Are you coming with me? I ask. She simply smiles at me and places a note in my hand. It's a strange note with a wax seal. She tells me that I'm only allowed to open it once I get to where I'm going. That's all the information. And slowly she starts to disappear back into the cottage. And then all around me, I start to feel a little bit woozy. And as I blink a couple of times, suddenly I'm not in the cottage anymore. It's gone. So is the old woman. I'm back on the path through the woods. But now I look down, and before me, on the path, are bones that are pointing the way ahead. I really don't want to follow these bones. I have had a really bad couple of days. I've escaped from my creepy relative's inherited house. I've battled everything at the carnival. I've gone through giant dogs, trees looming at me, creepy trick-or-treaters in my shadows, monsters, trolls. What can be next? But I really have no choice. I have to follow the arrows. I look down. I've still got the note in my hand and the skeleton key that I found in the mushroom patch. So I take a few steps forward, take a deep breath, and strange, I can hear carnival music in the distance. I thought I'd left that far behind me. And ahead, out of the gloom, I can just make out the shape of a large house starting to come towards me. I keep walking and I get close to the house and, oh no, it can't be. I suddenly see the all too familiar hand in the window and it's beckoning me forward. It's my relative's house. I'm back again. I thought I'd escaped that place. But here it is, right in front of me. I take a deep breath. There's just no way I can avoid it. I take out the key, unlock the front door of my inherited home, and then, just like the old lady said, I finally open the note in my hand, and it says, "Welcome home. Happy Halloween!" Dun, dun, dun! And that's it. That's it over for another year, guys. Oh my goodness. I loved it. I loved these prompts. I loved the fairy tale theme of them. I loved working on the tags. And I love the way that it's led all the way back to the first prompts. Now, again, you don't have to have done the first or the second year's prompts. I have not done the second year's prompts yet, but I will be doing the second year's prompts. I've already decided, so I will be showing you those next year. Seems weird saying next year now, but yeah, in 2025, I'm going to do the next year's prompts before I then start on that year's Oddtober prompts. I had so much fun. I loved doing the Inherited House journal. And these had that same grungy feel. I started off with a less grungy feel, but then as I went on, they quickly became more my grunge style. And I'm really glad they did, because they're going to fit with the book really, really well. And they're all going to tie together. So if you have not done the 2022 or the 2023 prompts, you have a whole year, guys, to do them in preparation for what might be the last part of the story. I'm loving these. April, Priscilla, you have outdone yourselves yet again. I love the fact they're in this basket that looks like it's been in the woods. I love all the tags. I love the fact that I've really enjoyed revisiting certain things. So like things like this, where I've done the headlights, but I've done them slightly differently, or how I've brought in spiders and bats to link things together, and I've used the same kind of fabrics. But then I had fun as well with things like the shaker pocket. I love the treehouse tags. These ones are two of my favorite tags, because I've just not really done anything like that, and each bit was done by hand with the planks. I got to play with all my textures. I got to I've really enjoyed making these tags interactive with magnets, so that you can actually like take that mushroom and put it in the other troll's hand, although the troll also has a mushroom. I've done 3 different kinds of doors. This is one of my favorite tags because it's just so 3-dimensional, and actually it fits really well. And there's even, if I wanted to add another tag, couple of tags, there's even a little bit of space left in this basket, but I don't think I will do that. Yeah, I've just had so much fun. I've used a lot of glow in the dark textures. I've tried to use mainly bits and bobs that I had, but I have thrown in a few digitals there. So we are at the end, guys. We are at the end of October 24. It has been so much joy. I really have. I keep saying it, but I've loved every minute of this, and I'm just gonna love looking back, putting this up in my craft area and just being able to look at all these tags. I probably will write more of a story to go with it, because I have a large story that goes with my first journal, which I will leave the link to, so you can check that out and flip through it, because I do a flip through and a complete reading of the story, although I'm now trying to work out how I'm going to link these together, because that story was kind of, I thought it was going to be a complete one, and I kind of ended it in a particular way, but it doesn't matter. We're going to make it work. And yeah, thank you so much to all of you who have taken the time to watch me do these Oddtober videos, and who've liked and who've subscribed and who've left comments and who've interacted with me. I know I still have a lot of comments to catch up on, but October has been a busy month. So now November's hitting and won't be quite so busy, so I'll be catching up on everything. But I appreciate each and every one of you who watches, who likes, who subscribes, and who takes the time to comment. I love hearing your comments. I love interacting with you guys, and I know that a lot of you have been really enjoying the Oddtober prompts. So yeah, and you know, if you've been inspired, it doesn't matter that October's over, guys. Maybe you want to do this in November. Maybe you want to do it next year. The prompts are there on April's blog. So I think her video has a link to that. I'll try and link that down below as well, so you can go over and just download the prompts and do them whenever you want. But yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this, guys. I've had a lot of fun. I keep saying it, but I have, and I love the fact that I made the basket to go with it. I just tried new things. I just enjoyed making them. I just enjoyed chatting. So thank you so much to all of you. Thank you, April and Priscilla, for your hard work, because I know a lot of time goes into you creating these prompts and creating them for us to enjoy. So that's it. That's the end of October. Today is Happy Halloween, so if you do celebrate, Happy Halloween. If you celebrate Samhain, Happy Samhain, or Samhain blessings. Yes, the final, I've opened my last Advent gifts, I've done my last tags, but we are going to look ahead. It's almost Christmas season. What do we want to call it? Festive season. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. Once again, thank you so much. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate all of you, and wherever you are in the world, I still hope you're having lots and lots of spooky, crafty fun. Bye for now.